This is Earlier Music. I wanted to introduce to you my new YouTube channel, Early Music MIDI. In this short video, I will demonstrate how I took a random MIDI file from a website and I tried to simulate the sound and texture of a performance using early instruments. This is my iPhone screen. So let's get started. For this particular example, I went to the website cipoo.net and I chose this Italian frottola, a kind of song, L'amor donna ch'io te porto. There are two choices, open in iMovie or more. I chose more. I then chose Music Studio 2. First, you will see this introductory keyboard setup as the program starts up. You see the name of the piece show up in the middle of the screen. I choose that. This particular arrangement was made for mixed choir in 4 parts. This is what the playback sounds like in Music Studio according to the original arrangement here. Owing to the excessive reverb, which is the default setting in Music Studio 2, it seems like this very secular, almost dance-like piece sounds like it should be performed in a large cathedral. So let's try choosing a different set of instruments or voices. In the top line, I'm going to replace the soprano line, which is simulating a human voice, with recorder. I will replace the alto line, which is also simulating a human voice, with a second recorder, and I will also adjust the attack and the release. I will also replace the third voice, which is presumably the tenor line, with a harp. I'm going to reduce the release in order to simulate a smaller harp, and I will replace the bottom bass voice with the cello setting, which I will also adjust the attack and release in order to simulate a bass viol. My next step is to highlight the 2 recorder lines and raise them up 1 octave in order to simulate a soprano and alto recorder, or 4-foot instruments. This rendition sounds a little bit slow and sluggish to me, so I'm going to speed up the tempo a little bit. And then we'll pick up the song where we left off. So here we go. The tempo seems to be a little bit more appropriate for this piece, but it seems to be a little bit too legato, so I'm going to shorten the duration of the notes. The harp line doesn't seem to need any additional changes because it has more or less a percussive quality to it, but the cello line needs a little bit of shortening. Under the reverb tab, I want to keep the size of the room sort of in the medium range, the brightness also somewhat in the medium range. I want to keep the stereophonic quality of the sound somewhat narrow because the recorder is not a very expansive instrument. create a rhythm line, I need a fifth line. So I'm going to duplicate the cello solo line and rename it orchestral percussion. I'm going to erase all the notes that were once the cello solo line, and I'm going to replace it with a simple rhythm line. I'm going to take a quick look at the top line to see what might work as a rhythm. So here it is with the tambourine part added in. I further tweaked the sound quality and put in 2 repeats as well as varied the instrumentation a little bit. And here's my final product.